Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sports Talk with Stock back here with another video today. And today I am doing the Green Bay Packers. Let's just start off. I think they're gonna have a pretty good season. I don't think their schedule is that hard. Um, the way I have it, their strength of schedule is only going to be a .477, it's hard, but it's not that hard. Not hard for them. I think they're a really good team, and a lot of people don't like their draft. I don't really like their draft either. I think their first pick is an amazing pick. Jordan Love is the guy for the next. Just give it 3 to 5 years for him, all right? And I think he'll be the guy, and everybody will be like, "Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers was good." It's another Brett Favre. I feel like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Now it's Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. Um, I like him. He's a good quarterback. I think he has the most upside from the draft, even though I think Burrow and Tagovailoa are so talented. I think he has the most upside than any quarterback that came out of this draft. But he needs a lot of development, and I think it's the perfect place for him to go is the Green Bay Packers instead of some team that needed him right away. Um, but I don't know. I think they're a good team. I think Devontae Adams. He's one of the top five wide receivers I would say in the league. And then you have Jair Alexander and Adrian Amos back in the cornerbacks, and they're pretty good. They're defensive backs, and they're really good. I think Jair Alexander is pretty much a shutdown, and Adrian Amos is such like a good sideline to sideline safety that it's really good. And then Kenny Clark and the Smith brothers developing pressure and run stop. I It's just so good. And then they added Christian Kirksey, who's pretty good. I think their linebackers regressed from last year, but they can be pretty good. Um, but let me get into their schedule. So Green Bay versus Minnesota week 1. I'm going to have Green Bay taking that one. And then week 2, it's Green Bay versus Detroit in Green Bay. Green Bay is going to win that. Then Green Bay has to go into New Orleans. I think they lose that game on Sunday Night Football. Then Atlanta goes into Green Bay, and Green Bay wins. At this point, they're on their bye week, and they're 4-1. Coming off their bye, they play Tampa Bay, and I feel like Aaron Rodgers gets the best of Tom Brady. They've only played twice in their career, so Aaron Rodgers would take the lead on that with a 2-1 against Brady. And I think it's going to be a really good matchup. It's going to be one of the best matchups of the entire year, I feel like. But I have Green Bay taking it in probably a high-scoring game, and it's close. Maybe 5 to 10 points. Then they go to Houston, which I think they win. Then I feel like Minnesota coming off their bye week. Green Bay may be a little tired. They get beaten up. And then they go to San Francisco and they lose, which at this point I believe they are 5-3. Jacksonville comes to them. They get to go back home, and I feel like they win against one of the weakest teams in the league. Then they go into Indianapolis, and they beat Indianapolis. Then Chicago goes to Green Bay. I think Chicago's going to do pretty bad, and I think Green Bay will get the win. Philadelphia will go into Green Bay, and I think Green Bay will get another win. Now it's week 14, and they play Detroit, one of the toughest matchups for the rest of the season. It probably the toughest matchup for the rest of the season. And I have Green Bay taking that in Detroit. Then they have Carolina, and I think they'll just beat Carolina. No questions asked. And then Tennessee will go to Green Bay, and Green Bay will beat Tennessee, I think. And then they'll go into Chicago, and they'll beat Chicago, and that put them at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streak to end out their season, which puts them at the same record as last year, as 13-3 and the number 2 seed in the NFC. But that puts them 5-1 in their division, which is pretty good. And they're 4-2 versus winning, which is one of the higher records versus winning. And they almost have an undefeated record against losing teams. But that's my predictions for the Green Bay Packers. I also want to talk a little bit more about their coach, Matt LaFleur. He came out the same year as Kingsbury, and I think he is a great coach. He's young and he has great offensive mind. He creates schemes, and Aaron Jones also. He's just such a good running back for them, and they also have. Oh man, I can't remember. Let me go check his name real quick. But they have that two-headed monster, and I just think it's like really good. Let's see, it's like Williams, I think. Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams. I liked him. I liked him a lot. I don't think he's as good as Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones is such a threat in the receiving game also. But what I really need is another wide receiver to step up for them. If another, they got Devin Funchess, but he's a veteran. I want one of the younger guys, not one of the rookies. One of the younger guys like Vanda Scatling or Ekwom. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name, but St. Brown. Or even Alan Lazard. I liked him too. If one of those guys could step up next to Devontae Adams, I think they'll be amazing. They'll be amazing, and that's what I think they're going to do. I think their defense is going to play tough. There's not going to be as much sloppy football like last year, which they still won sloppy, which is, you can still do that. They show that you can do that, but I think they're going to have a better year than last year. They're going to look better, and they're going to feel better, and it's almost going to be better to watch them, and it's going to feel like an actual 13-3 record. And that's my predictions for the Green Bay Packers. Comment down below the next team that you want me to do, and all of you have a great day.